Welcome to the last video in week 3. This is our third video on visualization. In this video, we will cover the use case module. So this is a really powerful module. When offering your use case in text, you automatically generate an accompanying use case diagram. So let's go ahead and create a use case. We will first select our use case folder before making our artifact. We are building a new use case. We can call it use case 102. And here we are brought to the use case screen. Here, we can start typing out our use case. Use cases are often structured in a call and response manner. The structure is if user does X, system does Y. So we'll follow that pattern. We'll start with user initiate login. A system provides login screen, user input credentials, and even a system check on the credentials. We will write those out now. You can see that after these 4 points are created, the system has automatically created a diagram with 4 nodes on the right. So our diagram is automatically been created. Let's cover what we use textually to build different nodes in the diagram and how to branch off into different scenarios. Let's go ahead and make a decision node. Our system is checking if the credentials are correct. Now, the intent is to create a regular process node. Leave it as it is. But once we add a question mark to the sentence, the node transforms into a decision node. Now that it has turned into a decision box, we can add another node under this. We can call it if yes, login is a success. And here we can see if yes is now part of the connector. Anything after the dash is added as the name for the node. So now our use case is ready to branch off, and we can add an alternate scenario to this use case. And the way we would do is to place the cursor on which we need to branch the scenario. We can provide an alternate scenario for the if yes text over here. The process of adding an alternate scenario is to place the cursor at the sentence and click on the branch option from the ribbon bar. That button is available on the top left corner of the ribbon, as shown. And this is where you can provide your scenario name. We will call it login failure. And once we hit on OK, this screen has an alternate scenario labeled login failure. And now we can provide some steps here, and we will give it a name. If no, do thing B. If you open up our diagram now, we can see that we have our decision node created with 2 branches going off of that. We did the first one by simply typing the name of the connector. The alternate was created using the branch option. Now, we would encourage you to go ahead and try to customize your diagram a little bit, but if you don't like your changes, you can just revert the changes. So we'll go back to our step. Let's go ahead and add one more node here. We will call it callback step. And this is where we are going to apply our merge scenario. And the way we would do it is to select the step and go to the merge functionality on the ribbon bar. And now we can select the step on which we want to merge the scenario. And here we can select step 3. And now this is reflected within our diagram as well. Now, as you build out your different use cases, you actually may want to go ahead and add requirements at individual steps. Well, You can add requirements to your entire use case by adding them in the right panel. But you can go further by adding into the requirement to an individual use case step by selecting the step and using Smart Tag. Then go ahead and build a brand new requirement. Here you can select the requirement type you want to build and hit OK. Here, we have a new requirement created and linked to this use case step. Now you can also go to this Smart tab and use the link to functionality to query some of your existing requirements and link them to the use case as well. So as you build your narrative, you will have a diagram that is automatically created and color-coded where user stories or requirements are attached in that diagram. But as you build that use case work item, you also need to add in details that help you describe the use case. And when you go to the output, the use case that you have created, it will output your details, your steps, and then your diagram. And you can use a smart report to do that very easily. So you will notice that as you are generating the smart report, nothing shows up. The first thing that you'll have to do is to check in your changes. Once you have done that, you can generate a smart report for your use case as it now contains all the information from that work item. So hope you enjoyed the visualization of videos and join us for next week's videos as we wrap up the evaluation. Thank you for watching.